tuned in to Bulldog 580 Sports. This is Buzzin' Cousins.
All right, good afternoon. Welcome to Two Cousins Cousins. I'm Eric. Jeff's on the side. How goes it?
It's going good. Happy Wednesday.
Happy. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Happy Wednesday.
We're halfway through the work week. It's 2 more days until we get a well-deserved break. How's that sound?
Okay, I'll live with that.
Okay.
I'll live with that. Well, let's just dig into some week 2. You want to start her off?
Week 2. I can honestly say I did not see – there was nothing that really jumped out as surprising to me. I'll start with my number 3. Most surprising was Rams and Colts. Yes, the Rams won. I was expecting that. They won the game 27-24. But honestly, I was not expecting the Colts to stay with them as long as they did in that game.
That didn't shock me a whole lot. Stafford's good, but the Rams offense, they're all learning with him. But by the end of the year, I don't know if I'd want to play them. Colts, I don't know. Their head coach, I believe, is Frank Reich.
Yes, that is correct.
He wasn't that bad of a head coach. Actually, he was offensive coordinator for the Eagles when they went to the Super Bowl. So everyone has a downtime when they're learning.
The fact that the Colts hung on basically till the last, what was it, the last minute or 2 of the game. The Colts were right there. You know, if Carson Wentz doesn't go down, maybe they have a shot to go down and actually do something with that.
Yeah, good old Carson. I think they said he's got 2 sprained ankles.
Yeah, they're going to be looking for a backup, another quarterback. Do we attempt to Nick Foles at them?
Well, we can go pick him up, take him to dinner, and just keep going to Indy.
That's true.
You know, he may not want to get in the vehicle, but we'll bring Adam with to help him in the car.
Okay, yeah. All right, what was your third pick?
My third one, in all honesty, the shocker, the Bears-Bengals. I honestly, with Dalton in there, the Bears were actually doing better than I thought. And they did pretty good. And Fields came in after Dalton got hurt. Little mixed reviews on him. And I don't know. I was just shocked more by the 20-17 after watching the game. 3 picks in a row. They get 1 touchdown out of that, and that was the pick 6. I was like, they should have had that one by more. That one just kind of got me a little more.
I was expecting the Bears to win. You got to figure this is your first home game with fans in over a year. They were fired up. It was nice outside finally at Soldier Field. You don't get that very often. I didn't think the Bears were going to lose. Now, granted, I wasn't thinking that Andy Dalton was going to go down with an injury that quick either, but they stuck around. The defense looked good. That's all I can say about that one.
Yeah. What's your number 2?
Number 2, Tennessee going into Seattle and winning 33-30. It's so hard to go into Seattle and win against the Seahawks, especially with the 12th man and that stadium that they have. The fact that Tennessee went in there after the clunker they laid in week 1 and just pretty much dominated that game. I mean, it was back and forth, but I was not expecting to see Tennessee win that game. So that's my number 2 shocker of the week.
That was mine as well.
Okay.
I think I actually texted you partway through that game and said, "Holy crap!" without the crap word in there. And yeah, all of a sudden their offense clicked on, and they just hunkered down, like you said, going into Seattle and pulling that out. That was I watched the last bit of that game and I was shocked.
Yeah, I was too. It was overall, it was a really good game. In fact, most of the games that we talked about that we were looking forward to seeing during the weekend ended up being really good games. The Minnesota Cardinals game was back and forth, back and forth.
Now you're not ruining any number ones here, are you?
What's up?
You're not
No,
ruining any
no.
number ones.
No.
Well, you might be.
Okay. All right. Do you want to give your number one, or do you want me to go with mine?
Well, you just gave mine, the Minnesota Cardinals game. That was my number one. I really expected Arizona by a lot, and it just didn't pan out that way. I mean, Arizona got the game, but I was not expecting Minnesota to come on how they did. Like you said, it was back and forth all game long. I was just like, holy crap, great game, great back and forth. And then you're kind of watching it and you're watching all these really good defensive plays. And you're like, well, too bad they couldn't do that the whole game. And then it wouldn't be as exciting.
Right.
That was my number one.
I wasn't shocked by that game. Minnesota is Minnesota. They're either going to give you a good game, they're going to give you a bad game. It's 1 week to the next. I mean, technically they could have been 2-0 this season, but a few bad breaks and they're 0-2.
Yeah, those extra point misses, they come in at the end a lot, don't they?
You know, it seems like it happens with Minnesota a lot too. You ever recognize that?
You know, a little bit. I'm more stuck on it happens to the Bears a lot more. So it's hard to notice the other ones. I noticed the Cowboys have it too a little.
Mm-hmm.
So, well, I'd be interested what your number one is now.
My number one was actually the Saints losing to the Panthers as badly as they did after manhandling Green Bay. Now, Grant, here's the thing. I wasn't going to pick that one as my number one until watching the game on Monday night and watching Green Bay just completely manhandle Detroit. Granted, it was close during that first half, but the second half,
they play?
Detroit.
Okay, all right. I didn't know if I heard you there.
But still, the fact that the Saints just put a beating on Green Bay and then go out in week 2 and just get hammered by the Panthers, I was expecting that game to be a little closer than it was.
I would have too, and I would have thought the other way. But the way I think of it is maybe it wasn't Darnold. Maybe it's just the JETS.
100%. I will go with that because they are a bag of deflated footballs in that state.
So, but yeah, it was shocker that they lost by so much. But you also have Saints quarterback now is Winston. I'm not saying Winston bad, but just imagine if Winston was on the Vikings, who are very week to week and very on or off.
Right.
You know, the Saints are used to consistent play.
That's true. I mean, how many years did they have Drew Brees for?
4 or 5. It wasn't very long.
Nah. Cup of coffee with them.
Yeah, I mean, end of the career guy.
Right.
What do you think about Dalton being out at least this game and Fields starting?
I thought the knee injury was a lot worse for Dalton. It looked like when he stepped that he tore his ACL. I mean, when you get anybody that their leg buckles like that out of no reason without getting hit, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, he's out the rest of the year with the ACL. Granted, I think they're saying it's a bone bruise and he's week to week. Fields is going to get his first start on Sunday. But then Nagy went out and said, as soon as Dalton's healthy, he's going to be the number one starter again. I don't agree with it. I think you give the reins to Fields. Let him see how Sunday plays out. Now, if he plays bad like he did on this Sunday, then yeah, maybe it's time to go back to Dalton, and maybe it's let Fields learn a little bit before he gets back into the game.
I think he's going against Cleveland. Cleveland's got a pretty good defense, if you ask me. They've put some upgrades in there, and he has the opportunity to show himself. And if he plays well with Cleveland against a decent defense, I would rank their defense better than Cincinnati's.
Yes.
I think he's earned that starter's job. Even if he plays really bad against that defense, they'd have to see what the mistakes were he made against that defense.
No, he made some bad plays on Sunday, but he also made some good plays that the receivers just dropped the ball. That Robinson, it should have been a Fields Robinson touchdown.
Yes, I think they should have ran the ball a little more too when he was in. Not with him, with Montgomery.
I think they could have done more play action. I think that would have opened up the field a lot more.
I think they really need to feed Montgomery that ball a lot with Cleveland, because the one thing Nagy doesn't like to say a lot is how bad his offensive line is. He likes to pretend it doesn't exist. And it does exist, and Montgomery's one that it's going to take a while to get him down and feed him the ball. Do some play action, maybe slow it down a little that way for Fields when it is time to pass and or run himself. I think it's going to be a good test. I'm excited to watch it. Right now, I wouldn't put money on the Bears winning that game.
No, neither would I. But I think it's going to be closer than everybody's giving them credit for.
Yes, I think it will be too. And I don't want everyone to, which they're gonna, these Bear fans that think Fields has taken us to the Super Bowl,
Not this year.
Yeah, he's not gonna show up as Superman against Cleveland, but hopefully above average and showing some maturity to take that starter role and maybe prove Nagy wrong.
I'm excited to see what he can do actually taking practice reps with the first team finally. Not doing the scout team anymore. Actually get to use the guys that he's going to be using on the field in practice. I think it's going to benefit him a lot.
I think it will. I think some of the issues they had was timing. Yeah, Robinson should have caught that, but I think it'll benefit them all, and it also depends on what the hell kind of plays Nagy decides to come up with. He's listening, and maybe he's one of our subscribers there. Nagy, slow it down. Dumb down the playbook. So, what else we got?
Not sure. Would you have anything you want to talk about?
Well, maybe a couple of week 3 games that maybe we want to see besides the Fields' first start.
You know what? I didn't even look at the week 3 schedule. Let me open that up. See what that's all about. I know they have a real doozy of a game on Thursday night. Was it the Texans playing?
We're both doing the same thing here. Oh, I know which one I'd want to see. That's going to be a good one. Yeah, that one might be.
With the Cardinals Jaguars?
No. I probably will watch that a little. No, that's on the same time as the Bears. No, the first one I'd be excited to see outside of the Fields Bears is Tampa Bay. It's almost said St. Louis, the Rams.
Los Angeles. I saw that too. That's going to be a must watch.
So Stafford against that defense. They got a decent secondary in Tampa Bay.
Even the Packers 49ers on Sunday night. Let's see if the Packers are actually better than everybody thinks. And maybe let's see if the 49ers is as good as everybody is saying. Yeah, they're 2-0, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yep. And then the other one I'd like to see, well, I wouldn't say like to see it, but usually these games are very close, and whether they're bad teams or good teams, you usually see the worst of them in these type of games. It's Philadelphia at Dallas. That's going to be an interesting game.
So it's amazing how the NFC East always gets a Monday night or a Sunday night game. It just seems like it is all the time.
Well, because everybody wants to see, the Dallas Cowboys, except for me.
No, I don't. I could give two shits about the Cowboys.
But when they play those games, it's kind of like, man, you're this good of a team, yet you're playing like this, or vice versa. It's like, so you're playing another bad team and you're looking amazing. And they're usually always close.
Sometimes. Except when Andy Dalton's quarterbacking them. Then it was a shit show.
I don't think I ever watched them with Dalton quarterbacking.
Oh, I watched one of those games last year, and it was pretty awful. It was like that train wreck that you kind of just watch it to see how bad it could actually be. I'm pretty sure that Ezekiel Elliott had 2 or 3 fumbles that game as well. The whole team just sucked. They were just so bad.
Was it, well, would it have to have been after Prescott was out? So who would you take in that game, Philly or Dallas?
Where are they at? They're in Dallas, right?
They're in Dallas.
Probably have to go with Dallas in this one. They usually play each other really close, but I think being at home on a Monday night game will have its advantages during the game.
Yeah. Shoot, it's a toss-up, but I'd probably have to say Dallas. What about Tampa Bay and St. Louis? I mean, Los Angeles Rams.
That's a tough one. I'm not. After the way now you got me saying St. Louis, Los Angeles played against Indianapolis, or should I go with Baltimore for that one? Baltimore Cards, they moved to Indianapolis, right?
The what?
No, never mind. After the Rams just kind of hold on to that game, I'm going to go with Tampa Bay on this one.
Yeah, see, I'm going to take the Rams.
I don't know. For some reason, Gronk is like going back. He's like Benjamin Button of football right now. He's like getting younger as he's getting older. If you think about it, he's had 2 touchdown receptions every week since the Super Bowl.
Like, you realize it was only week 3 coming up, so it's only 2.
It doesn't matter. The fact that he's a lot older and a lot more abused after last season, that he's still playing the way he is it's just shocking to me.
So all that means to me is he's probably about to get hurt and miss the rest of the year, kind of like his Patriot days.
I don't see that happening. They use him in perfect times.
Let's see, what else? What do you think about the Bears-Browns game? What you got like a final score at all?
I think it's gonna be a low-scoring game. I'm gonna go 24-21, Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm actually going to say 31 for Cleveland. I was thinking about 21 for the Bears.
Okay, so we're about a touchdown apart from each other.
Yeah, I think Mayfield chose that defense that he can throw a little better than they think.
I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a back and forth. Bears don't normally play very good on the road, so I'm not expecting them to go into Cleveland, who actually has a legit team, and win that game.
Yeah, I'm not expecting to win either. I'm figuring 31-21. So, well, I think unless you got something else.
I've got nothing right now. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to start talking about the MLB playoffs within the next week or two, since that's coming up.
Baseball's still on?
Baseball, believe it or not, is still on. But as Cubs fans, they kind of ended back in July.
Yeah, that did. Yeah, we may have to talk about that a little bit. Little cheesy plug. Check out Bulldog 580 Sports Breaks. Triple signed Bills mini helmets up. Jim Kelly, Andre Reed, Thurman Thomas got a Spencer Rattler Bring the Wood mini helmet up. So check that out. You designed anything cool lately?
I haven't been busy at the 9-to-5 job the last couple of weeks.
Gotcha. Yeah, those kind of take a hindrance out of doing some neat things.
Yeah. Oh, that and trying to get the house ready and everything.
All right, I guess we'll see everybody next time. And yeah, all right. I guess we'll end with a bye-bye.
Take it easy.